No, but seriously, I'm really happy to have you here. I wanted to talk to you about a little bit of everything about yourself, about your AOE journey, about your thoughts about AOE 4. So I guess we can start. What's your first gaming memory? What's the first game you played?
First game I played well was obviously single player campaign. It was a long ago. First Age of Empires 1, but Age of Empires 2 I really fall in love. And first was multiplayer dial-up connection against my middle school friend. And yeah, that was like I remember every game from then. It was like 21 years ago, and basically I remember how every move went there.
Was there no game before AOE?
What do you mean? There was.
Did you not play any other games before that?
Yes, of course I did. I mean, I played Red Alert, I played StarCraft 1, but Age of Empires was like, I got addicted. Other games, like, now I played a bit of Fortnite, but I cannot count it as I played it. Only real game I played was like Age of Empires.
What was the big difference between Age of Empires and Red Alert, Warcraft 3, StarCraft?
Well, like we all have, first, the history. Like, it's an amazing period of the human life, right? The castles, and like you build your economy from nothing, and the whole thematic of the game is absolutely amazing.
Right. And that's what you stuck with as soon as you found it, you dropped playing all the other RTS games?
Yeah, exactly. Like I still played Heroes of Might and Magic 3. That's another one that's a really love.
Oh yeah, Heroes Might and Magic was amazing. Yeah.
Never got to play multiplayer, but really love that game.
I've been trying to get the developer from the game to come on and talk to me about that game, because that, to me, like, that's my childhood. I spent hundreds of hours Heroes. I don't know why. We all played the same games in Serbia. Maybe we had access to like 4 games.
Well, then you're not that much younger than me.
I'm 28. I'm not crazy young. Maybe I look younger. So, what was the first computer you had? Do you remember that kind of stuff, or is that too far?
I'm not even sure how it's in English. Like
Pentium
386, 386. I don't know if it's like the same in the English. It was like garbage.
Right. Did your parents buy you like a computer to play with, or like were they expecting you to like do school with it?
Oh, like every parent expect to kid to do the school, but the kids don't do school with a computer, obviously. But it's still a good step to like learn how to use computer. It gets into your mechanics, right?
My dad was a computer science major, and we were like the first people in the city to have a computer, or one of the first people. And Mitrovica is like a small city.
Yeah.
And I started playing Mortal Kombat. And
Mortal
Kombat, right? Classic. Everyone plays that. And then we had to ban it. Like my mom, when I was a 7-year-old kid, this was a good excuse in my head. My mom's like, "There's too much blood on the screen. Like we have to." She's like, "I have to clean the screen every day." Like, and I'm like,
I remember it was like floppy disk, like 8 floppy disks you needed, and like one is not working. Oh,
fuck!
Redo.
Can't do anything.
Yeah.
Good. So you started getting hooked on Age of Empires. Age of Empires 1, you played only campaign. What did you think of Age of Empires 1 at the time?
Well, I absolutely loved that game, but I was even I was young back then. I was too young to like understand the game completely. I was just making pretty units with 5 villages economy. Didn't really get into the game.
So you didn't explore strategies, or you just did like campaign?
Just basically that. Just do the campaign and that's it. And then when Age of Empires 2 get out, I was like 13, 14 years old. Well, old enough to like start playing seriously.
Yeah, how did that go? How did you start competing in Age of Empires 2? How was the scene set up? How did you compete? Want to get as good as Doubt? Well, you're going to need some help. Head over to GamerLegion.gg for some expert coaching to improve your AoE skills. They have highly skilled, world-class players ready to help you step up your game and avoid those doubt castles. Interested in other games? No problem. Gamer Legion has you covered. They offer expert coaching in games like Warzone, Rocket League, Counter-Strike, and much more. Link can be found in the description of the video.
Well, after I finished the middle school, in the high school, my friend, I made a friend there, and he told me about Microsoft Zone. Like, you can play this game online with other players. What? Is that really possible? Then I downloaded the game, like dial-up connections. It was obviously a nightmare, but I couldn't stop. And like I had to play during the night because dial-up connection works better at night. So that way I couldn't finish the high school. I was like sleeping at the school because they play until 5, 6 a.m. and then sleep in the school basically.
Was that before internet cafes in Serbia? I don't know when those came about.
About same time. About
Same time. So did you play internet cafes against? Was that a thing in Age of Empires to play in cafes?
No,
against-
I went there, but it was mostly like Counter-Strike, nothing.
Oh yeah, they
No,
all.
no,
Yeah. Counter Strike was big. I sucked at it though. I hated it.
Same.
No one wanted to play like Age of Empires like for 6 hours on Black Forest. So
Yeah, exactly. And I wanted that. That's why I found online. People wanted to play that online. So
so you got hooked on Age of Empires 2. You didn't finish high school at first. You started playing it every day, every night. What was like telling your family about your? Did they think like you were crazy or what?
absolutely happy on doing that. Like, good job, son. Good job. Like, that's future. Like, there was no esports back then. There was nothing. Like, I just played because I love the game.
Right.
I was kind of addicted, probably. Like, should have probably went to the to the like, what's the name? Like,
High school?
to cure me. No, to cure me
Oh,
from my addiction.
a therapist.
Yeah, therapist. Yeah, I was playing a lot. Yeah, but that was for like 6-7 months, and after that, obviously, slow down and then go back to the high school, finish that, and then the Age of Empires scene started growing, esports as well. There were some tournaments. I started competing. I started taking some money out of that. So the story suddenly changed. Now it was a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year of was this in Serbia? Because there was like some, when NATO was around, that was like a rough time, obviously, for Serbia. So like any way to make money and get by, and even if it's Age of Empires, I'm sure like your parents were probably like, okay, maybe
Yeah.
something here.
Well, even now, the average salary is not something crazy. But for example, like $100, then it was quite a big money.
Right.
So when you win like $1,000, you're like, and you're in your 19s, you feel good about yourself.
Your parents think you're like a cash cow. Just they send you these tournaments and just milking you.
Well, it wasn't that big, right? It was obviously just for like my allowance, basically, to spend it around.
What was the biggest tournament when you were a kid? What was like the big one everyone talked about?
Mm, trying to remember. There were several, but exactly the name, maybe MVP tournament, first one. I think that was the first one I won against Grant in finals. No, actually the first one was against Helen in the finals. Mem, if you know Mem,
Yeah, of
I
course.
think he was
The caster?
yeah.
He was good at the game. When was he?
No,
good?
no. His team hosted it.
Oh, okay.
It was like Popped, Strawberry, and Mem. I think they both hosted the tournament, and it was like the first major tournament. Prize pool was like $500, nothing special. And yeah, I was like upcoming name, something like kids these days, like Hera, for example. And I got my way to the finals. There I beat Helen, who was like absolutely dominating the scene, and he won the like World Cyber Games. That was the main tournament. That was once a year outside the Age of Empires community, hosted by Samsung and other big organizations. It was not only Age of Empires. It was like Olympics for the video games. Not sure if you know what the World Cyber Game is.
No, I've heard a little bit about it, but I don't know much.
Yeah, well, basically that was Olympics. Like all the big video games get there. The prize pool was insane, like $20,000 first place for each game.
Wow.
And Serbia didn't send the players there. We were like obviously a poor country, and nobody understands esports. So
That
I was
was
a bit sad about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that wasn't really our focus as a nation at that time.
Yeah. So I had to take the small tournaments, and it worked out.
Hello, thank you so much for watching the clip all the way to the end. Soon I'd like to do a solo podcast to tell you guys a bit more about myself. So here are some topics I came up with that I hope you'd be interested in. How I became the top 4,000 ranked StarCraft 2 player in the world, how I got Stipe on the pod, how to make viral videos, how to change careers, why I'm moving to Spain, why engineering jobs suck, and why I don't want this to be an AoE only podcast. And if you have any questions you want to ask me, I'd love to invite you to our Discord. I'm rebuilding it, and originally it was a FIFA Discord. Now I want it to be a community around the podcast where people can come and talk to each other and learn from each other. And I just want people to have a good time in my Discord. If you're interested, links down below.